worst of the worst, we're left here.
So a few days ago, the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer just dropped. And I usually don't do these kinds of videos, any reviews or anything like that of trailers. I just like to wait till the actual movie come out and probably review it. But if you guys like that, let me know in the comments down below. And what I have to say about this trailer is that it's actually pretty interesting. I like it, actually. I've heard some hate online, like the usual things that we usually hear about new movies these days, especially movies that the people are attached to and they have strong feelings towards. And the Jurassic Park franchise has always been close to my heart and close to lots of people's heart, especially those who grew up with the original Jurassic Park movie and the Lost World as well. By the way, I've always found the Lost World to be the superior movie of all the Jurassic franchise. But anyway, that's a story for another day. And there's a few things that I would like to break down here. First thing first, the thing that I want to say that probably has the hate online is why aren't the dinosaurs like the previous movies, or why aren't the dinosaurs scientifically accurate? Well, let's start gradually. These are not just dinosaurs, these are actual monsters. Don't forget, these actual creatures were created by combining and splicing genes with other beings in the likes of frogs. At least that's what the movie says. In the books, there are other animals as well, and I believe this movie will also show that probably there were other animals that were used in the creation of these dinosaurs slash monsters. Like if you take a look at this sauropod right here, I have no idea if it's going to be a Dreadnoughtus or a Titanosaur or something like that, or whatever name they will come up with. You can see that it has some of this like fish-like crest on its back and on its neck as well. Which is pretty interesting, and probably showcasing its giant tail, whip-like, with a whip-like action. Probably it will show that this dinosaur is not just like the Brachiosaur from the original movie, where everyone is just standing in an astonishment and a enjoyment of the view. Probably this one will be like the Brachiosaur. It will open the scene and introduce us to dinosaurs. However, this would be actually dangerous, showcasing that herbivores are also dangerous. And in addition to that, highlighting the actual theme of this film, that these dinosaurs were deemed too dangerous or too deformed to be viewed in the actual Jurassic Park, which is very interesting. At least that's my hypothesis. I really like the design, and what I suspect here from the actual design of the sauropod is, judging by this crest, like I've named it, you can name it whatever you want. Maybe its genes were spliced or combined with other creatures that are not necessarily frogs. Maybe some lizards, maybe some fish as well. You can see one of the dinosaurs is probably sitting down. Maybe it's moving in a small lake, which is actually an interesting point, which I was thinking about, especially when we will come into the description of another dinosaur here. That probably this film is leaning towards displaying these dinosaurs in a monsters or in a certain monstrosity, like they were originally viewed in the old books. Like if you search online, or if some of you had some of the old books growing up from the 60s and 70s and earlier on, you can see dinosaurs were drawn like actual monsters. They're bulky, their giant teeth out, their postures always erect, and they were not viewed as actual animals but as monsters. And with the development and the evolution of paleontology, they are actually viewed as we view them now. And of course, this field will continue to grow. So that's for this thing right here. And when we're looking at the other dinosaurs, when checking out this velociraptor, the velociraptor that is in the incubator here, the first thing that you can notice it to have is actually two heads, and the heads appear, or at least one of them that is displayed to the camera, appears to have the look from the original Jurassic Park, or at least from the Lost World, and not the happy-go-lucky look from the Jurassic World movies, which I hate, especially with the look from Blue, for example. And excuse me, I meant at the beginning the look from the Jurassic Park movies, like the Tiger Raptor and the first one as well. The Jurassic World look is just with the snout, with the teeth, with the eyes, and it's just friendly, and I hate that. These are, at the end of the day, these are monsters, and they are explained to be as monsters. And this is right here is an example of something that we see actually in humans and in wildlife in general, which is a mutation which would eventually result in having an extra head. in these animals. And in this case, this thing that we see here is actually axial bifurcation. Axial bifurcation is a part of polycephaly. Polycephaly is when you have multiple heads of a certain animal or a certain human being, and what they are born with. Of course, you don't grow an extra head. And this is axial bifurcation is just a subpart or a sub category from the polycephaly, and this is something that we see in multiple animals. We see it nowadays, as I said, and probably this is reminiscent of the Hydra, or maybe I'm overanalyzing it, as the Hydra was seen in Greek mythology as this huge monster that can grow multiple heads, and when you cut one down, it grows another. So again, leaning towards the monstrosity of this being. Even this pterosaur, I have no idea what they will call it, because I've seen multiple people online calling it different things. Anyway, it looks good as well. The snout is large, which is something to highlight here, probably showing its deformation. There's also the Dilophosaurus, but we didn't see it much, so I have no idea what the mutation would eventually be. In addition to that, that it actually spits venom, which most likely it didn't in real life. And the T-Rex actually here, it looks nice. I really like this T-Rex. I can see the stripes on it, and it's thick in terms of its look, in terms of its skin, in terms of its neck, teeth. Everything about the T-Rex looks big. They're probably going to get inspired by the book events when the T-Rex actually flips one of the boats and tries to eat its passengers. Again, the T-Rex is good. Always a fan of the T-Rex. I don't know what the extra thing about it would be. Maybe it's super aggressive. But anyway, the T-Rex is always aggressive in Jurassic Park. And there you have the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus, they're actually in this symbiotic relationship with the Mosasaur, or what we're supposing it to be, the Mosasaur. And again, as I said with the sauropods, they're leaning towards this crocodilian, lizard-like look of the Spinosaurus. Like in this image right here, you can see it like it looks like a monitor lizard, which I really like. I know some people, they were hoping to see the Spinosaur from JT3. I really was hoping to see that, but if you want to go to the canon from the websites, they've already said that this Spinosaurus probably died out. I don't know, I don't remember actually. You can check that for yourself. But again, you can see this dinosaur right here, and it's a monster. It's a lizard. It's a giant lizard that's wreaking havoc, and I like it. And I really like this symbiotic relationship with the Mosasaurus, which actually also looks ancient, looks big, looks nasty, and I really like it. And now this brings us to this new monster here that's going to be most likely the big bad of the film, which online they're calling it the T-Rex. And we don't actually get the real name of this creature, but as we can expect, it suffers from a mutation that has made it look big, which had made it look nasty as well. Most likely has some craniofacial abnormalities, and so I was looking up what this could probably be, and from the looks of it, it has like 4 arms, I think. 2 arms like those of the T-Rex, and its head is a little bit reminiscent of the T-Rex and the Xenomorph, which could be a T-Rex that had gone wrong during the process of cloning and resulted in that. It could be due to a mutation that in the large gene, something that is called the large gene in humans, which results in a giant in certain congenital joint appearances, in addition to certain mental effects as well. It could be something that probably some of you have heard about, which is abnormal offspring syndrome or large offspring syndrome, which is the overgrowth of the actual offspring of a creature, which can result in multiple deformities and defects physically, and resulting in organomegaly, thus the large face and the large hands and feet and everything like that. And it looks really nasty. I really like that they've gone with this route rather than the actual like mixed clone, like the Dominus and all of that crap, unfortunately. Yeah, but I really like what they've done with this here. Overall, the tone of the movie, I didn't like the jokes that were inserted in this trailer. They are very reminiscent of Marvel stuff, which I really don't find funny. I really don't gravitate towards, and I think they're cheap. And something that I always criticize with the Jurassic Park or Jurassic movies is the inclusion of children. There are no stakes there. They won't have one of these monsters attack the child, or have them eat the child, or something like that. If you've read the actual novel, you see how horrible these monsters are, and I wish some of the scenes get inserted in this film, but I don't have my hopes up, to be honest with you. Overall, good trailer. They revealed a little bit, I think, more than they have should. But anyway, I'm looking forward. Hopefully it will do well, and hopefully this will succeed, and we'll kick off some new movies in the future. And I'll see you in the next one.